Welcome back to... Wait, this isn't the TV world. What are we doing here?
All I know is this episode's going to involve a lot of, like, safe scumming.
Will it?
Yeah, it's because of the exams.
Examers. Yeah. Wow. Voice. ... A new day.
Oh.
Good morning.
Yeah. I'll be coming to school again, so...
Occasionally I forget that some things are meant to be voiced.
I caused everyone some real trouble. I'm sorry. No, sorry isn't quite right. What I mean to say is, thank you. My mother's back to work already. The maids are being really supportive. And I think things are going even smoother than before. I wonder if I was trying too hard. I may have been too caught up in the idea that I had to do everything myself. Ever since the incident, I feel like I can think about these things more calmly. But it's still kind of embarrassing. You guys saw everything. Even the things I didn't want to admit.
Don't worry about it.
You think so? Yukiko! Oh, it's TA. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Yukiko goes back, let's go. Excuse me, Mr. Yamada, but what?
The only cute one in the class. Hey, I'm right here.
Oops, I know. Whatever you say, Mr. Creepo.
Don't tell your parents I said that. I don't want to get in trouble. I have an interesting topic. Close your books and take a look at the handout. Chad Yutun.
It's like a good time. This guy's such a dick.
Mr. Yamada. Okay, what is it raised getting the solar system? Okay, I want to try and guess this. It's Valles Maneris.
Let me guess, he guessed explicitly because of the fact that it's the only one that, you know...
Doesn't say Canyon?
Well, I was gonna say it doesn't sound like it'd be on Earth.
Yeah. I knew it was not on Earth. Wow, you really are from the city.
That doesn't have anything to do with it.
On Mars, yeah.
It's kind of like Olympus Mons.
Yeah. Which is... Oh, yeah, that's also on Mars. Isn't that useful information? Let's throw some material. This rule.
Sorry to keep you waiting. The sub was yours, right, Chie? Thanks! Oh, that smells so good. These instant noodles are just the thing to help me through club. How much longer do I have to wait on this? It still needs a few minutes.
Fine.
So why are we here? Oh yeah. We were gonna ask Yukiko what happened.
Yukiko-san, I hate to bring up stuff you'd rather not think about, but I need to ask you again.
Says the one who's just tries to be homophobic towards Kanji.
No. I thought I might remember something if I let it sit for a while. But as time passes, it only gets hazier. I think the doorbell rang at the entrance. And someone called for me.
Honestly, genius like idea for what the man who's throwing people in was doing, right?
Yeah.
But does this
Like,
visitor is the culprit?
I don't know. If it's true, then that's one daring criminal. What kind of killer would ring the doorbell?
Probably one that doesn't have to hide.
I don't think we can expect much from them. As if
Ding
they
dong.
weren't
Hello,
yellow
you're dead.
at the scene of the crime.
Didn't they just carry a TV around wherever they went?
They quite literally had it in their van.
No,
Yeah.
until we confront them
I was trying to
We
figure.
can be
I was trying to
sure of
remember. Isn't that how it went down?
It's no coincidence that people keep ending up in that place. Someone on our side is definitely kidnapping them and throwing them into the TV. It's murder, all right. Oh yeah, we never told you. This guy and me are gonna catch the culprit ourselves. The police are out of their league on this case. But we got
Fucking Yosuke's like, we're...
Never fear. We'll get up.
Did you want to say it?
We need manpower.
Trust me.
Helping out too.
Yosuke might think we can do it alone. Fuck that.
We can't. I'm pretty sure you can actually enter the dungeon with no party members.
You can, but unless you're overpowered, it's just some dangerous ass idea.
Yeah. I know it was possible in 5. I didn't know if it was possible in the earlier games.
It is because of the fact that you have to willingly choose your party members before you enter, remember?
Hates me so much they want to kill me. I don't want to run away from myself anymore.
all right. Then let's all work together and catch this asshole.
Agreed.
Yukiko joined the group. She'll definitely be a strong asset in some
Considering how she's our healer, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this one.
The fact that the Fool is just a story progression.
No, I forgot that the investigation team just had its own one.
Yeah. I think that's actually part of the reason why
I also forgot it was just established before.
The team in Persona 4 is so much closer than the team in Persona 3. In the Persona 3, for the most part, you all have the same job, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even get to have social links with members of the same gender on the team.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Which, kind of shows why they're not all really as friendly with each other as the ones in later games. Persona 5 is grouped together not just by friendship, but also ideology. So they're of course really close. But Persona 4 was the first game that did this by making it so the investigation team as a whole is a social link. Yeah. And then every other character in there is also one. Because, yeah, no shit, it's a good idea to make all the characters you're going to be hanging around actual friends.
And there's a Secrets of Truth one later on.
Yeah. But the whole point of it is the investigation team social link will automatically progress because you're all unanimously on the same page, especially the further it goes on. You can this is kind of the same thing. I don't remember the Fantasies of Heart had one for...
They didn't.
Yeah. Their entire group was basically held together by Ren.
Yeah.
It's also why if you fuck up, or you decide to go with the bad endings, they'll fall in line. Right?
Yeah.
Because in the deciding to decide with Yaldabaoth will lead to them also being on the same side.
Even then, in Strikers, they just before the whole Phantom Thieves get back together shit, they just get back together because why not? They miss each other. Yeah, no, their entire group is less of a group and just more a group of friends entirely. Yeah. The investigation team are both a group, a collective, shown by the fact that an entire social link can be based on the team itself, but also individually they're all friends. That's also why, this is the game where it starts where you will encounter the social links from this group here. Characters will encounter each other during each other's social links. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Because, yes, they are collectively a group, and that's actually why if you choose to side of Adachi, you're betraying them.
Yeah, I read about that, and I was like, oh yeah, that's an ending.
Yeah, because the investigation team are all on the same page, but if you go behind their backs and betray them, well, they're not in the know.
I mean, that's just being a dick.
They'll still be your friends, because you're individually still friends with them. But that the investigation team is basically destroyed there.
And then there's Persona 3, who's just there because fuck it.
And that's basically why this group specifically feel like they're so close together as friends. Like, not only are they all like really close friends, they're united on like the same page, and oh yeah, this game honestly has the most amount of intersocial link like collaboration. Just they will consistently appear in other people's social links. Persona 5 does have that quite a bit too, but nowhere near to this level.
Yeah, not as often.
Especially, and like I think the reason that happens more often in this game is the fact that this is a small town.
Yeah.
Persona 5 takes place in the entirety of Tokyo.
Which is big.
It is the biggest city in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is literally like just a mega metropolis.
We should probably get this game rolling.
Yeah. But like that's why this specific group is so close to each other.
Yeah. Small town, everybody knows each other.
Yeah. In fact, this is the one game that outright makes it so that out of the entire crew, you are the outsider. It's your job to basically integrate yourself into this town.
Everyone knows it's just gonna straight up move here once he has the ability to move out.
Yeah. But like, we then see like immediately afterwards, not only will he come back like and visit, but they straight up just visit each other all the time.
Yeah.
And it helps that like certain members of the investigation team, like Naoto, don't even live in this town regularly.
Yeah, pretty sure the answer is the second one.
Yeah.
Because they are all female.
Yeah, this is the one that he wants.
Bingo.
And yeah.
How dare you target females?
Now that's unforgivable.
Anyways.
That's my little tangent on why the investigation team are such great friends. But yeah, that's
the power of friendship.
It's the power of friendship, a united front, and quite literally the fact that this is a small town, so everything's a lot more intimate.
Yeah.
Everyone knows each other to the point where, like, you will encounter the party members in the random social links.
For better or worse.
That happened right before you came
Like, here's an instance. The actress girl, her social link will take you over to the hospital, and if I remember correctly, you might actually encounter the nurse there too. I don't remember if that was accurate or not. But like, the only ones that don't really interact with anyone is like the Deaf Archon, if I remember correctly, and the boy who you tutor, and that's because like their entire story is just completely separate until the final day where you get to say goodbye to everybody.
Whoa, that's right. Chow time!
And the little boy is explicitly because he's more focused on studying.
Yeah.
Hey, could I try just a little bit of that?
Also, something I have not brought up yet. Something called Persona 5 X got announced, and I do not know how to feel about that. I
just don't care.
I mean, it's a mobile game.
They really shouldn't have named it Persona 5X. They should have just called it Persona X. They literally have games like Persona Q. You're allowed to not have to use 5,
but it's in the
especially when it's not connected to 5 in any other way than being in the same world. Which, oh yeah, Persona 3 and 4 are also in that same world. You dumb fucks.
Well, 1, 5 cells. 2, I don't know. Atlas is stupid.
Like, they're trying to say, they really did say, they're in the same world as Persona 5. Yeah, so is every other game since Persona 3.
Yeah. Rip Persona 1 and 2.
Yeah, Persona 1 and 2 are their own thing.
Yeah. I mean, hey, for future Persona...
Technically, even if they're their own thing, there are elements of Persona 1 and 2 that show up in these games. For instance, Igor, Philemon's butterflies everywhere.
And I don't know how to feel about Persona 5X. It's gonna stay in China, then I will not care. If it comes to the West, then I'll look into it. Steak? Meat?
I feel bad for Yukiko here. She just gives you she gives you like a bite willingly. And even if you just take a bite, your character, Nonikami just sort of starts going for it.
Yeah.
Like, Even when you try to control yourself, like that's one of the things that like allow Narukami to feel more expressive.
One thing I would love to see in like a future Persona 5 spin-off, since there's no way it's going to be done with those, is if older versions of the Persona 4 Surviving 3 cast pop up.
You mean like how the Persona 3 class showed up in the Arena games?
Yeah. It'd be nice. See where they are now.
Plus, we've already got an excellent
We know Yukiko is at the very least still a pop idol.
Yukiko?
I mean, Rise, fuck it.
Yeah. I just want to see Teddy, because it'd be.
And Naoto gets a mention in Persona 5.
Yeah.
Not too heavy.
Explicit name drop.
Yeah.
I'm still mad.
I'm sorry.
I know they consider making Strikers like a straight up Persona Warriors game, like crossover Villa games, but then they were like, yeah, let's just make this sequel to 5.
That's probably for the best.
Persona Warriors would be pretty cool.
Arena has like a bit of an issue with the fact that even though it stars the entirety of the Persona 4 cast, the only reason it's not called Persona 3 Arena,
Because Persona 3 sucks.
well, Persona 3 was older and also not all the cast was there, but in reality most of the story revolved around them.
Assuming the same person killed them,
Whoa.
why target Senpai?
A white guy. It was to shut her up.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe she found
I'm still holding out hope for Persona 5 Arena.
But the killer just threw the announcement into a TV.
I can dream, damn
I
it.
don't think he would have left evidence.
Well, we've got Persona 5, the essential director's cut for every Persona game, I guess, with Royal.
Yeah.
Strikers, which is your sequel.
But it's proving to be a lot.
Dancing, which
Is a complete and total downgrade to Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
5 and 3 Dancing are. I mean,
They're passable, but they're not.
They're by no means bad games. They're decent rhythm games, but
Persona 4 Dancing All Night straight up has an actual story that continues like after the epilogues and stuff like that.
I mean,
Well, not after the epilogues, but like it takes place in between that time.
5 and 3 Dancing are decent rhythm games, but you can tell they're just made out of money.
Persona 4 Dancing All Night somehow decides that it actually wants to continue the story of these characters enough that like people accept it.
Yeah.
Sorry to butt in.
And I guess
I think the funniest part is just going by the spin-offs. So far, even though Persona 5 is the newest game,
Sure get to the heart of it.
Persona 4 is still the one that has had the most fleshed out history.
Of course, we're all
4's got this, Golden,
Arena and Arena Ultimax,
Dancing, that's 5.
and Q2.
Might have been something at the
5 has Dancing, Royal, the original, I forgot to count that, Strikers, now X.
X doesn't count.
Sure.
It's not going to have a single character, let's be honest.
Joker appears in there.
Does he?
Yeah.
Is he a pull?
Listening to all
Is he a
that
pull?
crap might be
Because if he's a pull, then that means that automatically they're almost certainly going to be bringing in the others.
I think the others do pop up. I don't know if they're like the focus, but there's
No, I'm talking about like the other game characters. Because it's going to be a gacha game.
Well, X, I'll just count it, and then Q2, that's 6. And this isn't counting like crossover appearances, because then we'd be here all day.
Yeah, because if we counted the crossover appearances, we're going to have to encounter throw in Smash and
BlazBlue,
yeah.
and every other Persona crossover under the sun. They jumped up a lot after the Joker and Smash, I noticed.
I'm not. The reason you shouldn't count crossovers is most of them don't have any actual story significance other than they show up.
Yeah, that's like the most you get. Like, yeah, Joker's in Smash. People were
Joker's in this mobile game that's going to die in less than a year because every single time Persona 5 has a collab with a mobile game, the game dies a fucking year later.
Persona 5 pops up in Fortnite.
Good boy.
Actually, that would be very funny if that happens.
Well, this bears part of the reason we want to find the culprit.
I wouldn't even be mad if that happened. I just think it's funny.
Let's work
Yeah.
together, okay?
So,
Yep.
Persona 5 pops up in
That's why I got these ready.
too many.
Way too many things.
Well, I get it's the most popular. It took Persona 4 like a full decade to get into a crossover. BlazBlue.
But at the same time,
Just as if the fog doesn't exist.
it doesn't help that most of those appearances don't really have much story going on.
I mean, Smash you can excuse it because
Yeah,
it's Smash Brothers.
every single mobile game on the other
People
hand.
had to remind themselves, did Nintendo really choose the DLC with Joker?
But don't you need a pair?
Ooh, good point. Another question. Listen to this. My eyes themselves.
Well, the ones that we did list,
Of course.
and even the ones that we did list, Persona 5 Dancing Star Night doesn't have any actual story.
Actually, the English localization is Dancing in Starlight.
Motherfucker, I'm not gonna call it that.
And Persona 3 is Dancing in Moonlight, because I guess it's more grammatically correct.
It's more grammatically correct, but considering how Dancing All Night started, I'm gonna call it Dancing Star Night. Fuck you.
You dropped
And apparently the plot of...
I know that the plot is basically there's a bet between the sisters to
Yeah.
which is the better. But let's be honest here, that's not a plot. That's just an excuse.
Anyway, it's dad glasses.
Like, Persona 4 Dancing All Night actually did have a plot, and it involved basically trying to stop a fucking. Well, let's be honest here.
It was an excuse to put the Persona 3 protagonist in an HP game.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but basically it was trying to stop idols from killing themselves.
Yeah. Fucking hell, what was it? Persona. I mean,
Persona 5 Dancing and Star Night was made not because of the Persona 3, but because they just wanted an excuse to give it an actual spin-off game.
Yeah.
And it really shows just how little they cared about that.
Also, fun
That
fact.
those games are significantly less popular than Dancing All Night.
As a fun fact, they were originally meant to be a single game, but Alex decided it'd be funny if they split into 2 games.
Again, one of my major issues with the Persona 5 games is Persona 5 was the one that really started the Persona trend of cutting out things just to make it more expensive.
Well, in defense,
Costumes were cut out entirely for the longest time.
the newest release of Royal has all of the DLC included on disc.
Yeah, the Royal did it. Royal.
The second release of Royal, I should add.
Yeah.
The non-PS4 version.
But that doesn't change the fact that before that, all the costumes.
Look at 5 and 3 Dancing. Those had by the time they came over here in America, they had buttloads of Day 1 DLC.
Yeah.
Even Persona 4 Dancing on PS4, which you had to only get through a bundle, you still have to buy all the DLC.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
At the very least, with Dancing All Night, that stuff was slightly more forgivable because it actually had a legitimate storyline going on. And all the DLC was mostly just new songs.
Yeah. The DLC for 5 and 3 Dancing were songs, of course, costumes. That's it.
Yeah, but did they allow you to play as Hatsune Miku?
That's a very good argument right there.
I think I might be able to
That-
get
that's-
4th and 5th off.
Really?
Look, I know that I'm a Persona 4 fanboy, but it really does say something about how little they cared about those games when I can actually point at Persona 4 and say, yes, this game that looks like a cash grab actually had effort into it.
In defense, Persona 4 came out at a time before costume and cosmetic DLC were a really big thing.
Yeah, that doesn't give an excuse. It's the equivalent to someone releasing a game and then part ways into development when they're closer to getting finished, they decide to change the game to get rid of something that's been there since day one for to lock behind a Patreon gate.
Yeah, Nintendo does that with their sports games, or at least with them free updates.
The free updates are different. They're different because it's free.
I guess, but it's still scummy.
Look, it's not it's not the same thing. It's the equivalent of doing what online games do, where they just release the game unfinished. If it's free, it doesn't mean that they were trying to hold off on it. It means they just didn't want it. They just didn't have it finished by the time.
Yeah. And there could be Golf, which had a fully playable demo shown off in Switch Sports when they first announced the game, and then...
Whenever Nintendo tries to do anything that scummy, everyone immediately gets on their shit and they backpedal so hard. It doesn't help that the reason they have to backpedal is because more often than not they just release the game unfinished.
And Nanako's not good enough yet to make them by yourself.
Granted, that's not on Nintendo because they're not the developers of the sports games or anything like that.
Yeah.
Nintendo itself, their games tend to be super like packed with shit explicitly because more often than not they have like so strict standards for themselves.
The new Mario Strikers suffered really badly because of it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make an extra slot? Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna keep reloading this one if I don't get the 3.
Don't know. God, where was the trophy thing?
The thing is, it's mostly gonna be 1, 2. Okay. What was the skip button again?
It's the same as the map button. Like your equivalent to select. You want to go in the TV today?
Why would I do that?
Extra XP. You see the illustrations, take quiz and rewatch videos from the game. Pressing the what would be the start button would bring up the TV overlay.
Yeah.
There's that. Ah, there it is. Ultimate trophies.
Like, I get that this game has its issues, and a lot of people give it shit for that. But there's a reason why I have more of an attachment to it, and that's because this game came out before they could start getting away with that shady shit. You legitimately have no idea how pissed I was when I found out that there was no in-game costumes. You had to buy it all through DLC.
Well, at least the initial release of Royal fixed that.
I'm talking about the original release.
Yeah. Royal fixed that, except for the new character and, Persona Q2 and dancing costumes, because sure. They need money somehow! Actually,
I could have forgiven it if it was just extra costumes and they still kept some costumes inside. But the fact that they hid away costumes alternate clothing stuff, which should have been in the regular game as stuff you get just from story progression.
Yeah.
Which this game does. It's literally the equivalent to EA saying, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna cut out weather."
The Sims DLC is funny. Actually, I just remembered. In the Japanese version of Royal, you still had to buy all the initial DLC.
Yeah,
it was only in the Western version they were free. Even then, you still had to download them separately, but it was free. Thankfully, with this new release, that's probably going to become the standard release from here on out. They're all included on the disc. Or download if you...
You see, the thing is that you can tell that might be a thing, because they got a ton of shit for that back in the day.
Yeah.
To be fair though, Capcom got so much shit for on-disc DLC.
Yeah. Also, the multi-platform ports were all Sega's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Smart fellas.
You can kind of tell that at times Sega knows more about the gaming landscape than Atlas.
That's why Sega bought Atlas. And now they're buying Rovio as well, apparently.
I have an issue with that, but fucking Rovio.
What? Sega's buying them out for $1 billion?
No, it's Rovio itself has a bunch of issues that make it so I don't really give a shit that Sega's buying them out. They got rid of literally the original Angry Birds, remember?
Yeah, and then they brought it back.
Expert!
They brought it back, they took it off Android, it's still up on iOS. So they can, because they were it's cannibalizing our sales.
They changed its name, if I recall.
They did. At least I bought it, just so I have it. Oof.
Yeah, you see?
Expression.
Yeah, but I have it at Expert. Someone actually posted about how the status levels of each protagonist.
It was Expression was the one I couldn't max in my original run.
Says a lot about the protagonist.
Yeah.
How, for instance, Nanokami is just straight up the most intelligent out of the protagonists. Expert here, that's the 3rd rank, right?
Yeah.
For at least one of the protagonists, it was their max.
I don't know if they were... No, wait, they did give titles for 5. Did they?
They gave titles, in 3, yeah.
But 5?
Yeah.
Well, if they did, I don't remember.
But like it says quite a bit about them because like sometimes that something like that'll happen and they'll straight up tell you the max potential for this character is different from the other characters.
I'm on rank 4 knowledge right now, and that's Phil's name, Professor.
Yeah.
So that just means he's teaching the other investigation members his ways.
What it does say is that like
the ways of the pimp.
That like for these main characters, Narukami like by the 4th rank is on par with the teachers, which is hilarious if you really stop to think about.
It is.
The thing is, if I remember correctly, Persona 3 doesn't have all 5 stats that they'd eventually give.
Hmm.
Like
5.
So like the max stat for the Persona 3 protagonists when given titles are genius, charismatic, badass, genius, bewitching, and badass because only academics, charms, and courage were a thing back then.
That's weird to think about.
Yeah. But like the max rank for Narukami's are heroic, rock solid, saintly, enthralling, and sage. And the max ranks for
5.
Amamiya is erudite, lion-hearted, transcendent, angelic, debonair.
Transcendent.
Yeah.
When I first played through Royal, I suffered the same problem I did with Golden, and that was I maxed out all social stats except one.
Oh no!
And I feel like that's just going to bother me for the rest of my days.
Oh,
so close even.
Anyways, at the end of the day, these characters like have slightly different names for each of them, which kind of tells you slightly more about them. Anyways, I bring this up because like I'd recently watched a Just Stop video, right?
Yeah.
And it was a video telling like how terrible the anime adaptation for Persona 5 was.
You know, people started praising it all of a sudden after the dub came out. It's like, oh, now it's funny.
And yeah, but so did the Persona 4 dub did that.
Yeah.
Like, the major difference between that and the Persona 5 one is the fact that when Just Stop was giving us criticism and talking about, what could have been done to, like, make the anime stand out more. And, like, what he like, gives off, right?
Yeah.
Is basically stuff that the Persona 4 anime had already done. So, like, spending less time on all the dungeon stuff and more time on, like, actually having the characters interact and...
But the dungeons were actually important in 5.
Yeah, but you didn't need to see a lot of the fights.
That's true. At least the boss fight, they did include that.
They did include boss fights, but I'm talking about, like, they didn't actually, like, expand on the time together.
Yeah. Still, I don't care what the public's opinion of the anime is. Hearing Joker speak full sentences will always sound wrong to me.
Narukami gets it differently because they gave him such a weird personality that everyone just kind of accepted it.
Alice even said, I think we went too far for what's essentially meant to be a silent protagonist. And his personality is meant to be up to the player's perception.
But they gave him such a unique personality that that everyone just kind of said, yeah, that's his personality now.
This point. Alright, alcohol. Have I met you before? I will find it funny that within days of Persona 3 Portable coming out and Persona 4 Golden, because same day, there was a mod for the PC version of Portable that just cut out the Ken romance route. Because, you know, he's like 10.
Yeah.
And the protagonist is like 17.
Well, more like 16, I think.
Around there.
Yeah.
And even then, the Ken romance was always controversial.
Yeah.
I find it funny that, like, within days, that was patched out. Akihiko, that's a Persona 3 character. And I also remember, I actually forgot that at some point in this game you do visit Geckodon, which was the school from Persona 3. I was like, huh, that's a nice touch. I wouldn't mind if you attempted to flirt with me right now. That's only a little joke. Don't take everything so seriously. It's a fish hook. Sounds kind of fishy. There you go, better now, Kikiko. Huh. Ladybug.
This is where you get some of the weapons.
I see that.
The whole thing is that he's gonna want.
We have a ladybug.
Yeah, I don't think I can feed it immediately.
That capsule machine you have to get on a rainy day. Ah.
Yeah. This is gonna be a recurring thing. It's where you get breadcrumbs and stuff like that. You'll eventually need to get this for Ryugu Stone.
You saved already.
Yeah, I know, but I'm weird like that.
Did I save? Better save again to make sure. Do we? Huh, 3 right off the bat.
Yes.
Huh. What else? Say.
Oh.
Good morning. I'm going to Junes. Imagine having your family out and just go to a grocery store. Or convenience.
Quite literally, I have to go. Well, not have to because I'll occasionally get work, but like my mom has us buying groceries at Costco when we have the money.
Do not misunderstand. Midterms are coming up next week. Popularity leads to intimacy. Our reputation goes up. It's a win-win situation, people. You listen to it. Now it's after school. Now if it's raining, you can check out that capsule shed.
Just save, so I don't have to worry about that.
Cultural Club. Acquire an angel statue. Well. Shady student.
Your cool club.
Your cult club. Yes, the school casually has an. Well, actually, my old high school has a Satanist club now. Nothing's new. Nothing.
High school?
Yeah, high school.
Sequoia has a Satanist club? That sounds
It
cool.
does. Apparently, sometime after I left, so they started one for some reason. That is oddly specific.
The demon and angel statues are meant to be like stuff you find out in the field. Go to the
Central Shopping District.
Time to go to the Velvet Room.
You should run. You know about the Midnight Channel? You should run the capsule real quick. It doesn't pass time.
Does it?
It doesn't.
Okay, let's see what happens. Luckily, I just saved.
Did the rain loosen the dial?
It turns out that it does. I'm reloading.
Yeah, we can reload. At least we got an achievement out of it, if so. Oh, the lady? Yeah. You break it? You know, my husband built these machines, blah, blah, blah. Chest key, too. Oh, it does pass time. What do you know? Blah, blah, blah.
I'm just...
Or Nanako. There's a test next week. At least we got an achievement out of that.
Yeah. It's also a good thing I saved right before doing that. Because I was actually meant to come over here.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
To the Velvet Room.
I'd say that the Velvet Room attendees in this game are probably the most horny, but Elizabeth exists, so...
I mean, you can't beat Elizabeth. Unless you somehow do.
Like, luckily the Persona 5 ones aren't hornier, because,
See, Jesus.
Jesus, Ren, we know you have a thing for older women, but let's not throw in the younger girls, too.
Yeah. And even the Fuse version, still. Hard no. No. Okay.
I think out of the girls, Margaret's legitimately the oldest woman that you can technically quote unquote romance.
Yeah. Errand.
Oh.
You know, I forgot the Persona Q games existed until pretty recently.
What is this?
At least we got funny costumes and Royal out of it. Maybe I did.
I see.
I'm hypnotizing you now. You didn't see anything. Now wake up.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Up on my butt. You know what's actually a really bad case of DLC gone too far?
Which one?
BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's a decent fighting game, but like, we played it with Kevin. But there's only like 20 characters or so in the base game.
So I'm looking for understanding, courage, and diligence.
No.
There's only,
There's only like 20 or so characters in the base. Let me look this up. I want to be.
Look at that. The benefits of golden hand farming.
I have 1,000,000 yen for your information.
I know, but I'm talking about like where we started. We were literally at nothing, remember?
BlazBlue Cross Tag. Oh, what the hell? They're
Understanding.
Wait.
Thank God! First try!
Cross Tag Battle is from the Xbox. With all the DLC included. That's pretty cool.
Damn it, no! Understanding, knowledge, and courage. Courage rose up, but I'm looking for diligence.
I mean, courage rose up.
Yeah, no, it's understanding, courage, and diligence. Courage is always meant to rise up on this one.
Yeah. Okay. So, 20 characters in the base game, 33 in the as DLC. Take that as you will. Of the Persona 4 cast featured in there, or Persona 4 Arena, I should say, I guess. Only you, Yosuke Chie, and Yukiko are base game.
Yeah.
Everyone else was DLC.
Which is some bullshit.
Kanji, Naoto, Mitsuru, Akihiko, Aegis, Lapras, Teddy, Elizabeth, Adachi. And they even got flagged for trying to, like, sell, to half of Team Ruby separately. They got flagged for trying to sell half Team Ruby separately, so they just sold it for free instead.
These motherfuckers really tried to have half of Team Ruby, like, as DLC.
Yeah, like, Ruby and Weiss are in the base game, and Blake and Yang were meant to be DLC, but the backlash was so severe for that part that they just
makes sense. If you're only gonna have 4 characters be available from Persona 4, at least make it so that 4 characters from Ruby are available.
Pre-release, Arc System announced there will be 20 paid DLC characters per season. Caused backlash from fans because the game reused assets from past fighting games and that half of Team Ruby. In response, Blake and Yang will be free. Costs for the characters would not exceed the game's base retail cost.
That was a lie.
I guess it's a lie now because the games can be picked up for like $20. And somehow I missed this. The game is coming to Xbox One and Xbox Series X with all.
I'm not shocked. Remember, the Persona 4 Arena games were exclusive to Xbox for a long time.
They came out same day on PS3. PS3 and 360.
Were they?
Yeah. Understand.
Damn it!
Yeah. It'll probably be on Game Pass as well. Because at the same time, they also announced Guilty Gear Strive on Xbox, and that was on Game Pass.
You can tell whenever a game gets way too bad with DLC, it's usually when the company decides to figure out just how shady they can get without getting a ton of backlash.
And remember Evolve?
And luckily, funnily enough, a lot of the times when they do get like that, it's usually for games that they believe aren't going to be like too big of a thing.
People like BlazBlue.
Yeah.
At least we got Adachi.
Damn it.
Adachi's. It's dumb.
Pretty sure Adachi was in Arena Ultimax.
Yeah.
Did they even make any new Persona characters or not?
For BlazBlue?
Yeah.
No. All reuse.
Fucking... Like, I know there was at least... Well, I say new Ruby character, like, the fact that all the Ruby characters were new in general.
Yeah. then they added Neo later on from
Yeah.
Ruby.
That show's a mess, by the way.
I've heard.
Like, I could tell you about some of the understanding. Fucking knowledge. Why does it keep giving me knowledge?
Because it wants you to be smart.
I know, but I've been grinding on that to the point where I'm at my 3rd level on that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, it came out for PS3 and 360 same day. The PS3 version was region locked.
So what?
Like the PS3 version in general was region locked, and it's one of the few PS3 games to do so.
Yeah. Understanding, knowledge, fucking.
Might as well just accept it at this point.
No.
Okay.
Like, I'm already gonna have to, like, study, that's why I'm not accepting it. I don't want knowledge, I'm already gonna be getting knowledge later on.
Okay. Yeah. Ultimax. Is a game.
All I know is that when people think of Arena, like, outside of all the stuff that they normally think, they'll think it's weird that it was, like, the first Persona game on the Xbox, considering how,
It was.
you know, first.
And then people are all insistent, like, oh my god, all Persona games have to be mainline PlayStation exclusive. And then the funny day happened.
Which one?
It was announced for Xbox. The day of reckoning.
Yeah.
I've been calling it for years. Everyone laughed at me. Look at them now. And on Game Pass on top of that. And people were like, where's the Switch port? Because at the time they announced Xbox and PC. But
And then they were holding it, like, anyone who believed that they were going to happen were just like, they're holding it off for a direct, they're holding it off for a direct.
That's what I said.
Which they were. It helps that, like, when they announced it, they'd also, Nintendo Direct was already around the corner and everyone was like, it's going to happen there.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it did.
It did. You can hold Y.
I see knowledge, I'm like, nah.
If you have Persona 4 Golden on Steam, you get a discount on Ultimax on Steam as well. What the fuck? You're not gonna get it at this point.
It's literally RNG. I'll eventually get it.
No, they're rigging it against you out of spite.
I don't think they understand just how salty and perseverance, how salty you can get, and the amount of perseverance I can get from that. Granted, I don't think you understand it either.
I just accept what I get and call it a day. Persona Q came out on 3DS, and that was the first one on the Nintendo console.
Not if you count any of the SMT games.
I meant like Persona in general. They gave everyone chibi versions. I have a deck of playing cards with all those things.
Like, I think the funniest part is there's so many people who give like shipper the romance options in Persona 5 too, by the way.
Why?
They're the people who don't like the fact that you can romance adult women. And then there's the people who insist that Nanako is meant to be... I mean, Futaba is meant to be like the Nanako of the game. And that she's meant to be a little sister. Even though that makes zero sense. You quite literally don't meet her until like halfway into the game already. You don't. She doesn't want a sibling relationship, and oh yeah, her dad's not meant to be your fatherly character.
It's just there.
He's your guardian, but only momentarily. Fuck.
Did you just?
I accidentally saved a screenshot. How do I delete?
You can't. And now it's on the air.
It's like it doesn't help that the main reason that one of the main reasons that they say is she's so young. She's literally a year younger than you.
Yeah.
As a point of reference, when people don't want to ship Narukami with Chie or Yukiko because they want them to be in a lesbian relationship, they'll usually, if they're not throwing him in with Yosuke to like have Naoto and Rise be a thing, they're putting him with Rise because she's the most blatantly upfront about her attraction to Narukami, right?
Yeah.
The age gap between Amamiya and Futaba are the same as Narukami and Rise.
Yeah.
Because Rise, just like Naoto, is a year younger than you. So the idea that character is meant to be a quote-unquote little sister when you don't even have any like opportunity to have that sort of attachment to her is really fucking stupid. Like, I get it, they want a Nanako stand-in because Nanako is so beloved. But you can't just force something like that.
Yeah.
Chances are, they deliberately went out of their way to not have a Nanako stand-in for that reason. Like, Nanako was so beloved and everyone likes her, and in general, her story is so well done, that if they just rehashed her, everyone would be up in arms about how, you know, they're just lazy and basically just rehashing that story from Persona 4.
I mean, Atlas is kind of lazy.
Hey, Lily.
Hi. That's gonna bring Looks. Well, take it home. Looks.
What?
Did you not just hear me?
Yes, we did.
Accidentally pressed this. Okay, so we're leaving now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, goodbye. I'll attempt to continue doing this next time because I'm really not giving up here, sorry.